Reading for 24 hours should be pretty easy, barely an inconvenience. It's like watching anime for 24 hours. Anyone can do that. But my big brain 200 play IQ can tell that the hardest part of the challenge will be the night. I need my beauty sleep, at least 10 hours. Therefore, I'm going to start at 11 p.m. so I can just ride through the night and I won't get sleepy. And to start off this challenge with a banger, I'm going to read The Only One Left by Riley Sager. Do I know what this book is about? Absolutely no clue. But people on the internet tell me to read it. Alright, it's 1 a.m. right now, and it's been around 2 hours of reading, and I'm getting a little bit sleepy, but I made it 100 pages in this book. And this is an interesting book. It's not what I was expecting when I started off. The main part of the book is the main character. She's a caregiver, and she's taking care of the 70-year-old lady who, when she was 17, killed her entire family. So it's kind of sus to be taking care of this old lady who's also a murderer. So she's kind of like creeped out about it. And you kind of see the story of how she's taking care of her and if this 70-year-old lady actually killed her family when she was 17 or if something else happened. You also have a few side plots where the main character is also like accused of killing her mother, and there are a few more stuff going on. One thing I thought that was interesting is so far the entire premise of this book is kind of happening in one place, like someone's house, and they're not really moving around that much, which is very similar to Stephen King's Misery. The entire book basically happens in one person's house. It's kind of cool seeing how both the authors are able to write a story all in one area and still make it pretty interesting. Hello, beautiful people. It is currently 4 a.m. and I am very, very sleepy. I've been reading for around 5 hours straight right now, and I'm at page 300. So I'm like mostly done with this book, and I have a lot of thoughts. To keep it spoiler free, this is basically a murder mystery. The main thing with every murder mystery is that there's a bunch of suspects. And from the beginning of the book, I already have a guess to who it is. And it's been 200 pages so far, and I still believe it's the same person. The book makes me believe it's someone else, but no. I'm big brain. I can see from a mile away that this person is the murderer. I can bet money on it. Currently 5:30 in the morning, and I've been reading for 6 hours straight, which is honestly my all-time record, which is kind of sick. But I'm finally done with this book, and this book is actually insanity. Easily a 5-star read, but my prediction from earlier was just completely wrong, which I know it's rare for someone of my caliber to be wrong. But sometimes it happens. I bet Einstein, Stephen Hawking, people of that level were also wrong every once in a while. This book, it throws a plot twist, and then another plot twist. And then another, and then you're like, why are there so many plot twists? And you just expect the plot twist to end. But another one just shows up. I don't think it's physically possible to predict this book. This book is actually insanity. Definitely will keep you up. And it's very hard to stop reading this book. And the next book I'm going to be starting is The Last Word. Don't know what this is about, actually. Alright, so the prior book I read was also somewhat horror-ish, and this book's also definitely a horror-ish book. Basically, from what I've read, the main character posts a 1-star review of a book that they read online, and the author is now stalking them. I am extremely sleepy. While I'm reading, I just straight up doze off. I come back to the page and I'm like, what's going on? I don't know. I'm just out of it. Dude, I just want to sleep right now. As you can see, I look very sleep deprived. When I came into this room, it was literally dark outside, and now there is light. So it is officially nice to say that I have completed the night. I have done the hardest part of this challenge, I hope. It's been 9 hours so far of this painful challenge, and I'm at page 110 of the second book. And honestly, with the second book, I want the main character to die. The main character is extremely obnoxious and annoying, like myself. But the bad guy, I can see his motivations, and I just want the bad guy to slit her throat and win. But the past hour and a half to 2 hours in this room felt like an eternity. My eyes were so heavy as I was drifting in and out from sleep to reading, sleep to reading. And I'm glad to say I've woken up a little bit, mainly because of energy drinks. Energy drinks are God's gift, but usually I can chug an entire Celsius in one go. But this time I was so asleep, every time I drank Celsius, it was like drinking battery acid. It burned my throat, and I would feel like a jolt of energy every time I drank it. And then I would go back into withdrawal as I went back to sleep and go back to reading. And honestly, I want to end this challenge. It's been so painful just reading. Reading gets boring. I don't want to just read all day. But I'm only 8 hours in, so I'm a third of this challenge. All I know now is I just have to keep reading. This book is really, really good, but I am very sleep deprived. At this point, I just go on a long rant about this book, and I'm going to summarize it for you for your viewing experience. This book is scary. The FedEx driver gets chopped in half. I kind of struggled when the author kept switching from murderer to main character perspective due to sleep deprivation. A weird amount of dog abuse. You're welcome for the summary. 9:34 in the morning, and I've been reading for 10 hours straight in this 24-hour challenge, and I am getting kind of exhausted. I finished the second book of the challenge. This one actually happens here in Seattle, and it's interesting because, minor spoiler, one of the characters is a software engineer like me, but you find out in the end, so it's weird being like, yo, all the stuff he did, he's a software engineer, he's like me. So I don't know, that was kind of finicky. There were a few really good plot twists in the book, but it was pretty slow in the beginning, and in the end I was just like, do I want to finish this book right now? So honestly, a 3.5, 4-star book. It was solid. I won't say it's the best, but book 2 done. I'm in my dungeon just editing away, and I realized while filming I was so sleepy I didn't even film the intro for book 3. Book 3 is by Stephen King. He's a really, really famous author. Read a lot of his books before. Basically, it's about some cowboy who does some cowboying things. No clue what it's about. But the real question is, will I be able to actually read it, or will I fall asleep first? And this is Gunslinger by Stephen King. Last chapter. I can finally say that I finished this god-awful book, and this is easily the worst book in this challenge. I did not like any minute of it, which is really sad because I love Stephen King, and I also have the sequel for this book, and I am not looking forward to read this in the future. But from what I've seen online, people do like this book a lot, and as this challenge progresses, the amount of brain cells I have also go down. I started at 3 brain cells, now I'm at 1. So maybe I wasn't giving this book a fair chance. So I do want to go back and read this book, but for now, every single time I flipped a page, I would just turn to the end of the book and see how many more pages I have left. This book was not fun at all. A lot of this book is about the main character's flashbacks and his training arc, and honestly, I could not care less. I want to look at the present day story and see what's going on, and if it was just a present day story, I think it would have a good chance. This challenge is making me go actually insane. The words are slowly starting to blend together. I really want to end this challenge. I am so tired. I don't think I can read anymore. And at this point, all I wish for is to just go to a happy place. The next book was Happy Place by Emily Henry, and at this point, reading became nauseating. So I chose to just listen to its audiobook while doing some fun activities. Yes, I know some of you guys might be going to the comments and saying, oh my god, this isn't reading. Shut up. I'm still counting this because it's my challenge and I set the rules. I finally took a nap and it is the next day. It turned out in 24 hours I was able to go through around 4 books, and I would never do this challenge again. I was so sleepy after the first 2 books, and I'm glad to finally be done with this. If I had to rank the 4 books, I would easily be able to say the only one left easily S tier, Last Word A tier, Gunslinger below F tier, and then Happy Place solid BC tier. This was my first reading challenge, and if you guys want more challenges like this in the future, please comment down below, and I will promptly ignore and block you because this was so painful to go through. And I will be going back to my regular CS content shortly because I can film that quite easily.